What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Healthier Choices Management. I want to go over some of the latest updates from the company itself and why most likely they haven't really pursued that whole spin-off, because they might have something bigger coming. Before we get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, as far as news goes, the last one was associated to their Q2 earnings. And I get it. Generally, I am bearish on HCMC, as I've stated in the last couple of videos. But their Q2 earnings was very good. So I got to give them praise when it is kind of worth it, right? So I think in general, that's kind of a good thing, showing at least growth in the foreseeable future. And right now you do see more likelihood of rate cuts. So once again, that would really boost consumers' buying power and even more so help HCMC's bottom line. So right now there is a 34.5% likelihood of a 50 basis point cut for the September 18th meeting, and then a 65.5% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut during that same meeting. And even the following one, there seems to be a strong likelihood of a 50, possibly a 75, which in general, as a whole, those two meetings together to have a 75 basis point cut would be huge for the broader market, and again, through consumers. So that's definitely something to keep in mind, and just keep that at the back of your head, because I'm going to kind of allude to that for something in a second. But when it comes to SEC filings, not all that much. So the company has been rather dormant. And so even on their website alone, there hasn't been any updates. So nothing really changing. The last update was roughly 1 year ago. And that's when they did change this section right here. So the Healthy Choices main focus. And so they were trying to transition and rebrand and whatever else. But part of their rebranding was the whole spinoff. And looking under the SEC's website, this is the Healthier Choices Wellness Corp. Last update was on July the 25th. Already done a video all about that. And spoiler alert, there was no new record date nor date of the whole spinoff. It does say blank date 2024. So I think HCMC's intention is for it to be sometime in 2024, but clearly they are running out of time. And even looking under the New York Stock Exchange's website, there's been absolutely nothing for IPOs. So a lot of investors are kind of just stuck in the dark, right? Ever since this did come out and was announced, I believe in August, right down here, August 22nd, 2022, HCMC announced its 4-point plan to increase shareholder value. Ever since then, I feel like HCMC has just been playing around, and maybe over this last little bit, they've been postponing the whole spinoff because of something bigger coming. So in case you guys do not know, typically when acquisitions do occur in the broader market, there's kind of a signal that we're at the bottom. So most recently, I think it was like 3 weeks ago, you had Rivian and Volkswagen. So that was a $5 billion deal. Very good for the whole EV sector. Aside from that, you also had this. So roughly August the 14th, Kellanova did announce that $30+ billion deal. So that is, once again, huge. And I do a pre-market video under my other channel, Trending Stocks. And even at that stage, like over this last 2 weeks, almost every single day, there is some form of acquisition. So I've been bringing that up. So if you combine all that together, it kind of goes to show that, yes, there is a certain level of fear in the market, but at the same time, we might be close to a bottom. Take that with a grain of salt, of course. I'm not a financial advisor and all the other fun jazz, but when it comes to the grocery chain, their biggest announcement was this. So Amazon, when they bought Whole Foods, that was it 5 or whatever years ago, and that was for $13.7 billion. And what was very surprising about this is because Whole Foods only did make up roughly around 1% of the grocery market. HCMC is clearly significantly less than that, but at the same time, it kind of goes to show that maybe there is a deal happening behind the scenes, something in the works. And this is why they have really held off on doing the whole spin-off. So when it comes to it, I'm not here to say that they're going to get $13.7 billion for their grocery chain, which would be crazy. But if you think about it, looking right now, their market cap as a whole is 479.27 thousand. So if you kind of factor in probably around 80%, maybe even 90% of all of that is linked to their grocery chain, it kind of goes to show that at least you can get probably one, maybe two, possibly even pushing it for $3 billion, essentially. Again, that's kind of factoring in a lot of good future growth and assuming that they do continue on this same trajectory from their Q2 earnings, then yeah, you might have a little bit more of a higher multiple. But yeah, I think there might be something in the works. There has to be something on why they have not announced the whole spinoff, because based on everything, HCMC does qualify for the general IPO through New York Stock Exchange. So in reality, what are they waiting for? Are they waiting on something else? Because it is kind of coming right down to the wire. As I've stated in the past, HCMC itself, so right here, so not HCWC, HCMC has a very poor balance sheet. So they are running out of cash. At the same time, I've alluded to them needing to do a reverse stock split. So that alongside with dilution. So last reverse stock split was in 2016. So it's been a while, and that was a one for 20,000. So kind of crazy stuff. But aside from that though, like, they need to do something soon. And so like I said, the fact that they haven't really done anything for the whole spinoff for a good year and a half or whatever else, because I know they did announce the record date. I think that was in April, right somewhere April, right here. Record date eligible for the dividend spinoff. So that is April 11th, 2023. Ever since then, we've been left in the dark on when, how, why, all of the main questions. There's been virtually no transparency. So like I said, with all the acquisitions that is happening across the board, HCMC and its grocery chain might be possible for someone to come in and swoop and buy it, even though they'd be paying a little bit more of an additional premium. Like I said, like 1 billion, 1.5 or whatever else. It still is kind of a cheap play, if that makes sense. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Do you think that is feasible, or do you think that they are just kicking the can down the road for the whole spinoff to maybe never happen? What's your thoughts on all that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And one final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So link to that is in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.